Hello and welcome back to Baited Gaming. My name is Joe. Today we're going to be playing a brand new game. This is Shining Force for the Sega Genesis. This is a tactical RPG. Basically, the entire map is laid out as a grid, and you move characters around the map and you fight enemies and defeat them and so on and so forth. Typical tactical RPG. So we are going to go ahead and get started. This is our main character here with the derpy looking face. His name is Baited, and we're going to go ahead and get started. If I can remember what the keys are. There we go. So the story in this game is divided into 8 chapters. The very beginning of the game, we are a recruit in the... I believe we are in the kingdom of Guardiana. And we are a recruit in the army, and we are being trained by the Lord Varios, so this gentleman right here. So he just knocked us on our butts and said that we've had enough training for today, so we're going to have to take a walk. So we're going to walk through the church here and meet up with one of our friends here. This is Lo. Lo is a cleric, and generally probably a pretty terrible guy. So this other soldier comes in from the church and tells Lord Varios that something has gone down and he needs to go see the king at once. And Varios lets Baited know that, you know, things are probably not looking good, so make sure that you prepare for battle immediately. Like, I don't know what's going on, but it's probably bad. So Lo notices this, that Varios looked really upset, and says that he's going to try and find out what he can and meet up with us later. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the castle and see if we can meet up with Varios and get some information on our own. So while this game is a tactical RPG, there are elements where you actually get to free roam around the map, and you're isolated into basically one town or one map at a time, depending on where you are. So the king has just finished telling Lord Varios his story, and it seems that the city or country of Runefaust has decided to try and open the Gate of the Ancients and see what's inside. And they have invaded Guardiana and have landed troops at the Gate of the Ancients. So they don't want all-out war, so they're going to send some recruits to go and check out what's going on, and we just happen to be said recruits. So we're going to go ahead and leave town and gather our party. So we are a basic swordsman class, and then we're going to get met up here by the rest of our party. So this is Luke. He's a warrior. He uses swords and axes. We have the centaur Ken, who uses lances and spears. This is Tao. She is a mage, so she gets mainly specializing in fire spells. And there's Hans, who is an archer. So we got like our basic run-of-the-mill classes to join us on our mission. So now that we've got our group, oh, and Lo decides that he wants to come too. So he's a cleric and he can heal people if we need it. So he's going to join up with us too. And this gentleman right here with the impressive beard is Nova. Nova is basically our advisor, and he will give us advice on the battles to come if we so desire it from him. He hangs out in the headquarters, which is in the basement of whatever city that we're in. So now that we've got our group together, we're going to go meet up with the king again and get some more information about exactly where we're going. So he's going to give us a few hundred, he's going to give us exactly 100 coins so that we can get some items, and tell us that there is a cart that will take us to the Gate of the Ancients. Now, the Gate of the Ancients is about like southeast of town, and he predicts that there are actually agents of the country of Runefaust already inside. So we're going to make a quick shopping trip here, and we're going to buy a few items. We're going to get some medical herbs, because Lo, while being a healer, is not the most useful. He has very limited MP, and he dies very quickly. We actually kind of want him to die, because we don't want him taking out EXP that more useful characters like Baited, Ken, and Luke are going to take, and Tao. Tao is going to be one of our most important characters in the game. So we're just going to throw some metaclaves around. That should be enough. Okay, and then we're going to head south and out of town. Okay, the guards are going to do a little dance in front of us, and then we're going to hop in our cart. It's going to take us directly to the Gate of the Ancients. Okay, so apparently the country of Runefaust is already here, and they have like monsters in their group, so that you can see like goblins and evil dwarves and a centaur. Like, these aren't like your run-of-the-mill soldiers. Like, something's going on in Runefaust, like something evil, and we're not quite sure what it is. And then this random earthquake happens, and it rips a hole in the building that houses the Gate of the Ancients. And while they're trying to figure out how to open the door, we just happen upon them, and we're going to get into a fight with them. So we're going to go ahead and start this battle up. Now, the AI in this game is not particularly smart. There's a lot of trigger points, and unless you actually hit the trigger points exactly, the AI will just kind of like walk around you and not actually attack. Like, they're very scripted, and they always get into the same formation and do the same thing every time if you do the same thing every time as well. So we're going to try and take that to our advantage and get EXP for our main characters. So I love the actual attack animation. There we go, nice double attack there. Double attacks are actually very infrequent. Like, you normally just single attack, and then then your turn is over. And we were able to double attack there, and on the next set of turns we're able to go again. So now there's an actual turn order. Like, if you were playing Dungeons and Dragons, there would be everyone gets a turn before anyone else gets a second turn. However, even though you are the last to go in one turn, you can still be the first to go on the second turn. So that kind of just happened there with Baited. He was one of the last to go in the round, and then he was able to go first on the next round and get 3 attacks to where everyone else was able to just move. So Luke's going to move in and finish off the second goblin. And you get maximum EXP based on the amount of damage you do. Usually for kills is the most damage you're going to get. And also, just if you do like an AoE spell, you'll do quite a bit of damage and get a bunch of EXP. So this is Tao, so she can attack at 2 range because she is a mage, so she can attack from 2 squares away or 1 square away. The same thing goes with archers, except they can only attack from 2 squares away. They do not have the option to attack from melee range. So centaurs, when they're using spears, can attack from both 1 and 2 range. So Ken is a pretty versatile unit, but he is very, very famous for missing his target. Okay, so we finished off the first 3 goblins, and now we need to get the rest of the units to come down towards us. We're going to use that, and we're going to bait them down with Hans and Lo, because we're not going to use them. They're pretty underpowered characters, and we want them to just be off the map, because we don't particularly want them. So Tao's going to move in and cast at this Dark Dwarf. Now we want to try and get Tao to level 2 at least by the end of this battle, because we want her to, by the end of the second battle, have access to Blaze 2. Because what Blaze 2 does is, as you saw when I was casting the first set of Blaze, is that it's just a single target spell. However, with Blaze 2, it does cost more MP, but it does like an AoE like cross hash where it can hit like 5 members based on where you place the attack marker at. So we're going to move in with Luke and attack this dwarf. Of course. There we go, double attack. I'm getting really lucky with the double attacks. Alright, so Tao gets her turn now. And we're going to blaze this goblin and kill him. Now, the bad thing about experience points in this game is that it takes 100 EXP in order to get a level up. However, if you get more than that 100 EXP, say you are sitting at 98 EXP and you gain 18 from an attack, you'll just reset to 0 for the next level. You don't get any rollover EXP. So we want to try and preserve kills for those people that need maximum EXP, which is about 48 EXP, and just use the regular attacks and setups for those that are closer to level. So we're going to get to see one of Hans's only attacks. Okay, so they're going to attack our leader here. And as in most games, if the leader is killed, then the game is over. So we're not going to let that happen. So we're going to make sure to keep him nice and healthy. So heal spells work in the same fashion as damage spells do, just in the opposite. They have a 1-tile range, but as you increase them in level, they get more and more range. So we're going to just take a look at Ken. He's got 45 EXP, so he can afford to get a kill here. So we will attack the goblin. Okay, and he'll get the full 48. That'll bring him to 1 attack before level. Okay, so the AI is pretty good about attacking the leader when it's time to attack the leader. The good thing about this game is that there are no counterattacks in it. So if you attack an enemy, there's no chance that they can counterattack you back. So looking at Baited's EXP, the default name for this character is Max, by the way. He's at 82 EXP, and the amount that you get for regular attacks is roughly 18. So we're going to have him attack this dwarf. Hopefully he'll hit, so he'll get do his 5 damage. He'll get 20 EXP, so we got a little bit more than necessary, and he goes to level 2. And he only gets attack, defense, and speed 1. The way that the level ups work in this game is that each character has a maximum stat for each, a maximum number for each stat. However, they do not have it's kind of like a rubber banding effect. Like, you'll get kind of random level ups to where, like, you might get 1 speed in a level up, and the next one you get 7 speed. But it kind of evens out over time because, again, you have a maximum number that each stat can get up to. So, don't worry if you start... Wow, another double attack for Luke. That was actually really unfortunate. That was a waste of EXP, and he got an empty level up. That's good. So that'll actually happen from time to time. You'll get these empty level ups, which will just exactly that. They are empty. Like, they don't give you any stats. And again, it's like a rubber banding effect. So on the next level or 2, he'll get probably a decent amount of stats. Wow, these are really, really crappy level ups. So now that Tao is at an MP, we're just going to have her kind of sit around. We're going to move Hans in here to do some extra damage to this Rune Knight. Now, there are a couple types of encounters in this game. So there are boss encounters, which this one was. So if I were to kill that Rune Knight before killing any other enemies, the battle would end and we would just move on. But we needed to get some EXP for all of our characters. So Tao is still level 1. That's not good. Alright, so we're going to move in with... No, Luke can't... We don't want Luke to get the kill here. So we're going to move in with low and just beat it with a stick. Just to do 1. There we go, and get him down to 2. It's perfect. And then we'll just... Low's probably going to eat the dust here. Because Rune Knights are really, really powerful. So yeah, 9 damage in a single attack. And then he goes again because he was the last to go. And then they have high agility, so he was able to go again in the turn order. But that's okay. Like I said, Low is not a very important or strong character, so we don't really need him. Move here. Move here. Move there. Just kind of get everybody in front of Tao. We don't want Tao to get attacked. Ken, we don't mind if he dies here, because the next map has a lot of mountains in it, and mountains are very bad for centaurs. They move very slowly through it. So we're gonna get Tao this kill here, and that should level her to 2. So we got good. We got a 3 MP level up, so that'll give us, when we get Blaze 2, which costs 5 MP, will be able to cast it twice in one battle. So that's the end of the first battle, and we leave just by walking out to the south. So apparently this was just a decoy, and the earthquake has now blocked the road, so that we can't get back to Guardiana the quick way. So we have to go around this mountain pass, and because Runefaust has invaded Guardiana, and they were just using the Gate of the Ancients as a decoy to get the army out of Guardiana. Thankfully, this is not the entirety of the Guardiana army. We're just recruits, and that were sent to go scout this area. So we have to fight our way back to Guardiana. So this type of encounter is a different one. Like the last one was a boss encounter where you could just kill the Rune Knight at the end and it would die and the encounter would be over. This one is a location encounter. So if we were to step on any of one of these castle squares, it would ask us if we want to end the battle. Like, we just need to get to this castle in order for victory, or kill everything. So it's one or the other. Preferably we're going to kill everything, because I want the EXP. But there are a couple of Rune Knights in this stage, and they are very, very dangerous. So we're going to get Hans out of the way, because we need Luke, Tau, and Baited to get up to the front to try and chase these goblins down, because they're going to try and escape into the mountain pass and meet up with their friends. So the way the terrain works in this game, you'll see in the top left corner where it says land effect with a percentage. That basically gives you like a defensive bonus towards attacks made against you. It's not an exact science, but it basically works as it says. So, for example, when we stand in the mountains and we get attacked, we should take 30% less damage. It doesn't always work that way, though. So Luke's going to move in and start fighting these goblins. So normally Luke does about 6 damage, but since the goblins are standing in the mountains, he did 1 less. And they're just going to keep running from him. So we need to chase him down. Yeah, the goblins are going to keep running while they're in the mountains. It's just one of those kind of scripted events that they don't actually fight you until you are out of the mountain pass and into the forest/plains area. So we're going to try and use that. Well, we were going to try and use that to our advantage, but I kind of messed up and we didn't get out there fast enough. So there are quite a few goblins here. Okay, so we'll move Luke in, keep him in the mountains so that when the goblins go, he gets a defensive bonus on his turn. Okay, move Ken up. And we can start moving Hans up, I guess. Don't really need him right now, though. Okay, the goblin's going to attack Luke back. And it should only do, it should only do 1 damage because he's standing in the mountains. Alright, so now we're going to move Tau up, and we're going to start blazing things. Now we want to get her to level 3 by the end of this battle. Oh, that was a big crit. So yes, so you can get critical hits in this game with both regular attacks and with magic attacks. Critical hits with magic only do, or actually critical hits in general only do maybe a couple extra points of damage. But they can be very, very useful, obviously. Like right there, like a critical hit would have killed that guy. But since we only hit for 6, he's going to be sitting there at 1, which is kind of like the Shining Force norm. Like anyone that's played this game enough times know that enemies get left at 1 HP a lot. So we're going to save that one for Tau so we can get her another kill. And then when she should have enough EXP to go with kill and regular damage in order to level up. So we're going to check her EXP right now. So she's at 40, so a kill and an attack should do it. Okay, so the goblin's going to attack Luke, but he's pretty stout, so he should be fine. And we got plenty of medical herbs if we do need them. Okay, so we're going to move Tau onto this mountain tile. Please. We want to keep her as safe as possible. Like, she needs to stay alive. I mean, we can resurrect people if they die. This isn't like a This isn't like Fire Emblem, where if you lose a character, they're gone forever. You can resurrect them at the church after the battle. Okay, so this goblin's gonna move up and attack baited. But again, we're standing in the mountains, so we're pretty safe. Okay. And like I said, Ken's not very good on mountain stages. He's kind of lagging behind. Doesn't get as much movement as the rest of the team as we're going through the mountains. Having a little bit of trouble. Okay. And we just keep on moving. So this goblin's down to 2, and the other goblin in front of us is at 6. Oh my god, I tapped the buttons too fast and passed Tao's turn. That's not what you want. Okay, Ken's gonna move in and give his best. We'll get that guy down to 2, and then hopefully we'll get either Baited's turn or Tao's turn before they go. Yeah, unfortunate. So this guy could have been dead already if we were not derped on Tao's turn. Okay, so we're gonna kill this guy with Baited. Okay. So now we're getting less EXP points per kill on these goblins because they, even though we're only level 2, they're pretty weak compared to us. So we're not gonna get very much for them. So we're gonna move over to attack this third goblin in the forest here. Because we want to, again, save that one for Tao. Okay. We'll stay back and attack this guy from range. There we go. Oh my god, that's the third double attack we've already gotten. This is only the second battle. Like, that's crazy. Like, double attacks are honestly very rare. Okay, so this will be a kill for Tao. Okay. Very good. Okay, the Rune Knights are on the move. Rune Knights are really dangerous. High agility, high strength, like lots of stats, and just very, very powerful. And we don't want to take any hits from them. Okay. Just keep on attacking. Let's check our EXP. So he's at 48 towards level 3. Tao's at 94, so one more attack will do it. So we can kill this guy with Luke. Okay. So far, so good. And hey, Luke joins the party but can't do anything. So archers can only attack at 2 range. They cannot attack at 1 range also. So we're going to move Tao in to finish off this goblin, and we're going to save the rest of our MP for one of the Rune Knights, because we're going to need some heavy damage to kill them quickly. So Tao brings us to, goes to level 3, and gets another 2 MP, that's good. So that's what we wanted. Okay, and Rune Knights are moving back for whatever reason. Alright, so we're going to use Hans as kind of bait to get these Dark Dwarves into position just outside of the forest. Move Ken there. So now, yep, so Hans will just take a beating from this dwarf. But he's in the forest, so he the damage gets reduced pretty well. We're going to go ahead and use a medical herb here because we want Baited to make sure he stays at full HP because the rest of the enemies in the stage do hit particularly hard. So have Luke move up, beat him down. There was a crit, 9 damage crit, it's good. So Luke moves to level 3, and now this time he actually got stats on his level up, which were not the greatest, but he did get 1 point in each in attack speed and defense, and then he got a couple HP. Alright, so Baited's going to move here. Tao's going to hide there. No, we're not going to do that, but we are going to move up and attack this one. Alright, so Han's just going to chip away at this guy for us. Okay, Ken's gonna... actually, do we want to get the kill with Ken? Yeah, we can get the kill with Ken. Okay, that's fine. Come on, don't miss. Good job, Ken. And he only did 3 damage, so that was interesting. So it was just enough. Okay, Dwarf's going to move up and do more damage to Hans. Okay. We're going to move Luke into the mountains. Okay, Tao's going to stay in the mountains as well. We'll move Baited out into the plains and have him attack. Okay, so far so good. No complaints. Alright, move Ken in. And now this should give him a level up here if he gets the kill. Leaves him at 1, the infamous Shining Force 1. So we're going to keep moving forward with Ken. Move forward with Hans. No, we're not going to steal that kill. We don't want to. Yeah, okay. Well done. Okay, so 4 damage to Baited, but he can take it. No biggie. Alright, so Tao's going to come over here and beat this guy with their stick. The old cherry stick bop. So 26 EXP for her. So Baited needs a 28 EXP and Tao needs a full 74. Okay, no biggie. So let's keep on moving everyone down. So now the trigger point for these next 3 guys is that bridge spot. So what we're going to do is we're going to clog the bridge up with Luke and have everyone else behind him healing and using spears and such. Okay, so let's keep moving. Have Luke heal himself up for the next battle. Move Hans up. Okay, we should be safe here. 4 damage. Good. Yep, and they're not even going to move. So we can just stay over here and just pepper them with spears for the next few turns. Keep Hans here. Attack with Ken. So far, so good. Okay, now we're going to move on to the bridge with Luke. Have him get everyone in line. Now, if we had Blaze 2 already, this would be a perfect opportunity to use it. But, alas, we don't. So, just keep on attacking. So, Ken got to level 3, that's good. And it's pretty good HP increase, you got 3 for that. Alright, so Tao. No, you need to stay. And attack. So we'll have an attack with Hans, and then we'll move out of the way with Luke so that Hans can get picked off. Actually, yeah, we'll do this. It's perfect. Oh, he's going to move back because the trigger point is the bridge. How much HP is he at? 2. Okay, so we're going to move him. Go here. Move Tao down. And we're kind of just abusing the scripting of the AI here, because once we get onto the bridge or go over the bridge, that's when they actually want to fight us, but not before. So we can just kind of abuse that by... we'll just get Hans out of the way now. Okay. Hey, double attack before he dies. Good job, Hans. Okay, that can move up. Can throw down an attack. Good. And then we should be able to move in with Baited and finish off that Rune Knight. Perfect. Turn order went great there. As long as he doesn't miss. Okay, good job. So he's now level 3. Good. Attack plus 2. Defense. Oh, that's awesome. That was a really good level of attack and defense plus 2. Alright, so Tao is out of MP, so she's relatively useless to us. Baited's going to get attacked here, so we're going to take a solid 3 shot. That's okay. We'll have Luke move in and do some damage. Okay, drop him down to 2. Alright, we're gonna have Hans go stand in the mountains. Ken's gonna go stand here. And Tao's gonna cherry bop this guy. Okay. Beta move back. Actually, no, we can have him stay right there. And you can use our other medical herb to bring him to full. So we don't die to a double attack. That would be very unfortunate. Stay. We want Tao to get this last kill, because it should level her up. Or at least get her close to a level up. See, we would have died if we didn't heal there. So we got double attacked. So stay. Stay. And cherry bop. Perfect. And she's really close to level up, so she should get it at the beginning of the next fight. So now we gotta go inside of Guardiana and see what's going on here. So apparently, again, Runefaust has invaded Guardiana, but they held them off, but took a lot of casualties, and we'll see that as we kind of wander around. The houses have been destroyed, and general chaos just kind of went down. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the church first off. That'll be our first stop. The church is the location in which you saved the game at. So we're going to talk to the gentleman here, and we are going to save our game. We get some cool save music going on. Okay, so that's where we're going to end the episode for today. So if you liked what you saw, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll be back soon with episode 2 of Shining Force. So again, this is Joe from Beta Gaming, and have a good night, guys. Bye.